Research at MK Investment Managers. Kashyap, welcome to the show. My first question, how do you see the listlessness and tentativeness of the market and also the factors weighing on it? You're on mute, Kashyap.
So if you look at broadly the market for last about now, at least, probably about 6 or 8 quarters, it's been sideways. But we have seen a lot of actions in markets beneath, if you look at just as top, probably top 50 or 100 stocks by market cap. We have seen significant movements across some of the mid cap and small cap stocks. And rightly so, given the fact that if you look at last year as well as first quarter of this financial year, if you look at broadly the earnings growth.
Varun Beverages net profit of 1521 crore rupees, which is slightly above what the street was estimating. Let's just take a look at the numbers because the stock is up by almost 0.7% in trade at the current moment. So that's the stock reaction, 0.7% up. Net profit at 1521 crore rupees, which is above the estimate of 1400 odd crore rupees. When we take a look at other numbers also, where the impact is really coming in and what's really aiding to the net profit figure, revenues at 8,651 crore rupees, and that is also quite a bit. So it's a beat when it comes to the revenue and a slight beat when it comes to the profit of the company on Varun Beverages. Take a look at that particular counter as well in terms of the performance of the stock backed by this. EBITDA at 2,343 crore rupees, and there is a spike seen in that particular counter as well at the current moment because of the numbers. The numbers would be something that the stock price will really adjust to, but looking at the profitability figure and the picture on that one will be one of the biggest factors based on which the stock performance is going to really show up in this particular earnings momentum. So taking a look at the numbers at the current moment, it's from red zone, it has gone into the green. It is gaining in trade after the numbers, and above, so EBITDA is where the numbers need to be really seen into. So the operational performance wise, it has not beaten the estimates, while the net profit figure as well as revenue figures are beating the street estimates. So that needs to be seen, and we also have to take a look at the internals, that what is it that really boosted the net profit of the company. So 1,521 odd crore rupees when we talk about the Varun Beverages numbers in terms of net profit. So it is a slight beat over the estimates, 1.6% down in trade, and this particular downward movement on Varun Beverages is really coming in because of the operational performance not meeting the street estimates. So the EBITDA numbers are a miss from the street estimate, and that's why that particular stock is really taking a beating. Pretty fast point, it's 2% down in trade at the current moment. We'll also look out for the internals, that what is it that really boosted the revenue of the company as well as the net profit above the street estimates, but at the operational front it has really not met the required estimates and what the street was really estimating, almost 4% down. So it is really quickly losing momentum when we talk about Varun Beverages. EBITDA at 2,343 crore rupees, and it was almost 100 crores above that what the street was estimating. But the revenue as well as the net profit figure are the ones which were the headline numbers based on which the stock really tried to slip back into the green, but then soon after that the operational amount really coming in, and that really missing the street estimates. EBITDA margin is the picture we were looking at, 27.7% against the estimate of 29.5%. So almost a 2% miss on EBITDA margin is what is punishing this particular counter when we talk about Varun Beverages. 3.5% down in trade, and it is owing to the operational performance not meeting the street estimates. So that's a big theme really coming in. Kashyap, let's talk about the consumption stocks and the earnings momentum that they have shown. HUL is down, has taken a beating after the numbers really came out, not meeting the volume growth figures. And here on Varun Beverages, we see the miss coming in on the operational front. How do you assess the earnings momentum in this sector?
So I think, broadly, there has been a bit of a polarization over there. So if you look at underlying volume growth for stocks like Tata Consumer or Marico, they have been in, high double digits. Some of them have declared numbers by now where we have seen a volume growth in low single digit also. So there has been quite a bit of, polarization in the earnings that we have seen. However, if I look at broadly the numbers which have come for the discretionary side, I think consumption growth is pretty much visible, whether it is the auto OEM numbers, whether if I look at broadly the payment indicators, which are like UPI or credit card or, electronic payment indicators. I think broadly discretionary consumption seems to be picking up. But yeah, I mean, there has been a bit of a polarization in number if you look at the listed companies' results until now.
All right, Kashyap, unfortunately, the numbers came in and ate into our time with you. But we will chat more on the markets next time. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
For